What is up, Karma Nation? We're here for our first edition of our NBA Props Live. This is going to be for monkeyknifefight.online, prizepicks.online, and underdogfantasy.online. Make sure you use promo code KARMA if you're not signed up with any of those sites yet. I'm here with Ethan. How's your week been?
My week's been pretty hectic. I live down in Houston, so we had a lot of snow and ice and cold weather, and let's just say we aren't used to this stuff. So I was dying all week. I have not played any props since Sunday night. My apartment got down to 35 degrees. I had no power for 60 plus hours, so I've been living a nightmare this week. So this is my first day back playing props, and I'm excited.
Yeah, excited to have you back. I've been holding down the ship. We've had some profitable days over here in the DFS Karma Discord, and our free plays have been doing well as well.
Good.
But what we're gonna do, you guys can ask us questions. We'll first start because probably no one's watching right now, or ever is going to watch. We'll start off with a couple things we're looking at with injury news. That usually influences a lot of the props we play. But if you guys have any questions about any individual props, you can ask us in the chat and we'll answer them. But it looks like we just got injury news. Ben Simmons, he didn't go around shoot around and now he's officially out. So that's going to affect DFS, chalk, that's going to affect our props. Looks like Monkey Knife Fight they usually take down the games in the beginning, right when major injury news happens, and then they'll add them back. Usually add them back a little later, but sometimes they don't. But for prize picks, we can look at prize picks and underdog, I believe, have both of those guys.
Yeah,
What
I like
play
Seth Curry.
you like Seth Curry? That's probably the
Yeah,
one you're looking at most after this injury news.
Yeah, with
Which prop?
Simmons out, Seth Curry 13.5 points, real points, not fantasy. He's gonna play mid 30 minutes. He's gonna shoot a lot. I would assume Chicago will probably double team Embiid. I mean, that's what I would do if I were the coach, because they don't have anybody that can guard him, and that should leave Curry pretty wide open on the arc to shoot those threes that he loves to shoot. So, 13.5 points. I think Curry can get over that pretty easily.
Yeah, he was doing pretty well. He went to the locker room. I guess you haven't been watching all these games, but he went to the locker
Yeah,
room
I have it.
Last time Ben Simmons was out, but ended up coming back. Luckily, we all dodged a bullet. Yeah, but he should be shooting a lot more shots. Him and Joel Embiid and Harris all get bumps. We saw Embiid already was bumped up to over 30 points all day long. So all these prop sites has been expecting that. But yeah, I love
So
those, and we just got Draymond Green news as well. Looks like he's gonna be
exactly.
starting, so that's gonna help the blowout. Warriors do a lot worse with what's his name? Draymond Green out there.
Yeah, Draymond.
So should
Joey, another.
what do we got here? What's up?
Um, Will Barton's playing. He's starting for Denver.
Oh wow, he's
I,
finally back.
yeah, so Michael Porter Jr. is at 29 fantasy points. He has been struggling this year a lot, and I'm tempted to take his under today. He's very block steal dependent. If you look at his game logs, his shooting's been in a major slump this year. It seems like with Will Barton back, I'm not sure if is Gary Harris back.
I do not believe so. I think still waiting on a couple of those injury news, but yeah, I do not believe
Well,
is in.
Will is starting. Let me get the starting lineup for the Nuggets. They're going to start Murray, Barton, Porter Jr., Green, and Jokic.
All right,
Uh,
so
so I like that under a lot.
yep. So I just looked up the spreads here with and without Will Barton for Michael Porter Jr. It looks like play similar minutes, but in 15 games with uh, let's see. Oh, he actually does much better with Will Barton in. Small sample size though. With Will Barton in 15 games, 15 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. And then without him, he actually does much worse, 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. So surprisingly,
Interesting.
he does much worse.
So,
Let me pull up the game logs
so
though.
Jamichael Green's also playing.
Let's see.
Gary Harris played, it looks like 2 days ago. That team's pretty much fully healthy, if I'm, thinking of this correct. Monte Morris is there. I just think his minutes are not going to be, he was playing low 30, high 20s.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
like I like
last
the under.
last 3 games without him, he's been a little volatile. He's a pretty volatile guy in general. If his shot's falling, because he takes 5 to 7 threes a game. Looks like he's making around. He goes from 0 to 4 made threes every game. But yeah, with Will Barton, there's definitely another scorer involved. So I do like the under there, even though the splits don't say that. You always have to look at the game logs, see what's actually happening. He got the
Yeah.
Wizards one of those games without him, which helps boost him. But the most recent games in February, he has struggled with Will Barton in there. So I do like that under. Um,
I think that would be my free two for two, Joey. I didn't get to do a mini pod today because obviously I've been a little busy this week. But for my free two for two on Price Picks, I'm going to do Seth Curry over 13.5 real points and Michael Porter under 29 fantasy points. I'm going to lock that in right now.
all right, we got a free can't miss parlay, as they say
I'm
here.
perfect this week.
You
I
have
got me
not
both.
missed. You have not missed the play yet. I mean, Jamichael Green's also there at 9.5 points as well. Um, let's see, and
That'd
then
be a good one.
Michael Porter's there. So let's see. Let's pull up Seth Curry. Seth Curry over 13.5 points. And let's lock in Michael Porter. You said fantasy points?
Yep, 29.
You like the
Let's see
under?
what. So one thing, let's look at. So Sam has Michael Porter projected at 30 fantasy points right now, but it looks like that's without Will Barton on there. So I would think that would go down a little bit with Will Barton being healthy now and
Yep.
playing.
Yep, Barton is. Oh, let's can't spell tonight. Yep. So we got Porter right here. We got our projections. We got Monkey Knife Fight projections. We got DraftKings projections. We got FanDuel projections. So make sure to check out the site dfskarma.com, and then under the basketball tab, we got all these different projections. Got the projections portal, and we got the Monkey Knife Fight prop projections. So. Yep, we got Porter there. Sometimes you have to do a little more research and not 100% trust the data. We usually use that as a starting point.
Correct. I love the projection portal that Sam does. I always start there with everything. Just look and see. I always compare each guy and just see, is there initially a big difference between what he's projecting and what Price Picks Monkey Knife are projecting. So that's where I always like to start.
Yeah, it's always nice to look there because it's a good way. I know most of our coaches all start their research with the projections portal up.
Do we have the Denver game up on Monkey Knife Fight, or did they pull it too?
Let's see
It's
here.
up.
It is up.
So let's take a look at the Denver game there, since we're talking about Porter, all these guys are playing.
Yeah,
Um,
sometimes they like to pull things random. I never know when they pull things because yesterday they or 2 days ago they pulled when Fournier got ruled in. The Monkey Knife Pipe pulled the game right away, but so I never know when they're gonna pull them. Usually bigger news than someone like Fournier gets
so
ruled
I have
in.
an interesting play, Joey. Jamal Murray and Sexton are projected pretty high on Monkey Knife Fight. It looks like both are 36.5. I know Sexton's mainly just a scorer. That's pretty much all he does. He doesn't get a lot of assists, rebounds, steals, blocks. He's mainly a scoring guy. On the year, it looks like Sexton's averaging 4 assists a game, 2.5 rebounds. We'll round up to three for shits and giggles. But outside of his last game where he had 3 steals, he's not much of a steal block guy.
Yeah,
What do you
that's
think about his 36.5?
um
I mean, these teams played back on February 10th. He only had 4 points.
yeah, Denver's not the same defensive juggernaut we've known from the past. So and they're in yeah, they're in Cleveland, so that should help that. And Cleveland plays pretty low pace. And I assume Denver's going to match that pace. Looks like the projections have both of them right there at 35 and a half. So right right under that. And usually I hate to say it, like it sucks with fantasy points because sometimes those blocks and steals really mean a ton. It'll help them put him over the gap or not. But yeah, it looks like he had 8 assists and only 4 points last time they played in a blowout. I don't expect a huge blowout, so I wouldn't
No.
think he gets the same 20 fantasy points as he did last time. But there could be, the spread in this game. We can pull
I
that
can
up.
look at I can pull it up real
Yeah, pull
quick.
that up. Because
It's
we're not 8 to 10 most likely. No Drummond.
yeah.
Even though Drummond doesn't really affect the game that much, but with Will Barton back,
Ooh, -9.
-9. Yeah, so
9 point spread.
right in that 8 to 10 range, and they're in Cleveland. So if it was in Denver, it might be 11 or 12. Usually they add like 2 or 3 points for the home team, but hasn't really been that relevant this year. But yeah, I do love because Sexton's very scoring dependent, and they have Sexton at 22 and a half points, I believe. So 22 and a
Yeah.
half points, so he'll get you 20 to 23 most likely on average, just from the points alone. So you're really looking at 13 to 16 fantasy points from peripherals, which if he does get that steal ceiling of 3, he's gonna go over, but that's not predictable. Most games he's ending up with 0 or 1 steals, blocks and steals.
Yeah.
Ends up with 2 or 3 rebounds, 2 to 3 assists. Sometimes gets up to 5. Those potential assists, I believe he's hovers around 8 potential assists a game, which would put him around 4. So yeah, I do like the under barely. And what I do like, I usually avoid games like this with high spreads for overs, just in case it does blow out. Because technically there's like a 50% chance they lose by more than 9, or 50% chance they lose by less than 9, obviously. But so there's definitely a high chance that this game does blow out. But it's tough to predict those blowouts. But yeah, I do like both those unders for sure.
No, I agree. And I guess one reason, one thing we got to look at too is now that the Nuggets are a fully healthy team, do we really expect Murray to play 40 plus minutes? I don't think so. Do we need Murray to score 25, 30 points a game? I don't think so. So that's one thing that I like to look at. Sometimes prop sites are a little slower to adjust their projections when key players come back, and that's one thing that we like to take advantage of early. Is hey, is Jamal really would he really be this much if Denver was a full healthy team? I like to think he should maybe be more 33.5, 34.5.
Yeah, you definitely
Um,
get a discount. Or well, I guess the opposite of a discount because Sexton is 34 on Prize Picks and Jamal Murray is 35 on Prize Picks as well.
yeah,
Yeah, so it looks like they're only missing Gary Harris, which who does not take up a huge usage rate at all.
no,
The big usage rate coming back is Will Barton, who does handle the ball a lot. Let me see the difference here. Jamal, let me pull up his usage rate change. Usage rates. Of course, I spelled his name wrong here. Looks like his usage rate has skyrocketed since Will Barton's been out. He's gotten 31%, 35%, 27% the last 3 games with the usage rates. And normally he's averaging about 24% with Will Barton in, so his usage rate plummets 7%. with Will Barton back. So yeah, I do love both those unders. I'll lock that in as well. Given that
Yeah, let's lock that in. Why don't we? Let's give the people a free monkey knife fight play.
Freebie
Uh,
Friday coming at you.
yeah, and if you didn't see Joey's free video on Underdog, go ahead and check that out. But he liked Seth Curry over 30.5 fantasy point. I mean, real points, and Ross under 17.5 real points. One thing that Joey and I like to do is compare the sites: Underdog, Monkey Knife Fight, Price Picks, and see where the projections are, where the real points are, and see where we can find that edge. So it looks like Curry is 1 point less on Price Picks, so he's 30.5 there. So Joey said he liked that over. Lock that over in. If you want to make my free play a 3 for 3, go ahead. Let's have some fun today.
Yeah, it looks like the books love him. He's about minus 150, minus 160, most places to go over 30.5. So that's another place you can look at, see how the books are projecting him as well, because Vegas never
And
loses.
the Magic suck.
Magic, yeah, they're
Magic are
bad.
awful.
No Fultz, no
Injuries, of
Cole
course,
Anthony, so they're down to who? Michael Carter Williams, starting at point.
who can't play? I mean, they don't have anyone that can play defense
Yeah, they were actually
on
pretty good
that team.
defensively earlier and last year, but now it's pretty embarrassing. But yeah, let's see
Extremely.
here. Yeah, let's see. Anything else we are looking at? Any more news we're waiting on here?
Give me 1 second. I had someone in Discord ask if we could post that play we just said, the Sexton and Jamal Murray under fantasy points. So I'm gonna post that in
Oh yeah,
Discord real quick for the people there.
get all those Discord people. They're paying, so
Leonard and Paul George, are they playing for the Clippers?
they are still questionable. So that's huge
They're still
news.
questionable.
I don't know if the
Yeah,
prop
so
sites.
let's talk about that real quick, Joey. If Paul George and Leonard, I think George is gonna sit. It sounds like Leonard's the one I'm not too sure about because I've been gone all week. So I'm not sure what happened with him. But Lou Williams over if those two sit. I love it to the moon and back.
Oh yeah, he screwed us over earlier in the season when both of them sat in
Yeah.
Atlanta. Lemon Pepper Lou didn't get his strip club on, so um, yeah, it doesn't look like many They don't have. They just have Kawhi Leonard on Prize Picks. I'm looking now
Yeah.
here.
We need Kyle Lowry too. News.
Kyle Lowry as well, because that's gonna
Unless
influence a
it
lot.
dropped.
Oh yeah, Prize Picks added
Yeah.
some guys. I forgot. They just put out a little tweet to see who people they wanted. You got Giannis's brother Thanos Antetokounmpo. He's at 2.0 points. What's your thoughts
What?
on him?
Does he play?
He does not.
I'm kind of asking a serious question. Does he play? I
He,
don't know.
I don't know the last time he actually played. He'll play blowout minutes though. That's
Okay, and the Bucks play Thunder, which here's my thing, Joey, with the Thunder. Did the Thunder just beat the Bucks the other night? I'm
they
I'm pretty sure
yeah,
they did,
they won by
and that was
5.
without Shea.
Yes, the Thunder
The
beat
Thunder, I
the.
can.
I don't know what's up with them. They almost beat the Lakers too. They got off to a hot start against them. They're getting scrappy down there, beating some good teams without anybody. Lou Dort defense just shutting everyone down.
Yeah, I just here's my thing with the Thunder. Every time I think they're gonna get blown out, they never get blown out. So they should get blown out, but I don't know if they will or not.
So one way to look at this is if he plays, is he gonna go over? Because it's gonna cancel. Um, if he doesn't play, it'll just cancel. And he has not played. He's the Bucks have played 29 games so far this season. He's played in 19 of them. Surprisingly, he has more than 2 point. He most games he gets 2 or 0 points. He's gotten less than 2 points in only 6 of those games. So games he does play, he gets 2 or more points in 13 out of 19 games he's played. So basically, you're betting on is he playing or not. Because if he doesn't play, it just cancels. So that's probably something might as well just go over on him. And if he doesn't play, it just cancels. Because he played, let's
Yeah.
see, unless you get screwed and he had 2 games that he played less than a minute. So if you get screwed over and he just comes in for 10 seconds last possession, he's going to obviously go under. Um, but yeah, you can take a chance on his over if you want, and if he doesn't play, it just cancels. But most of the time, he gets at least 1 bucket. So what's the prize picks rule?
Yeah.
It's 1.5x if it's a
Yeah,
tie.
yeah. So if you have a 2 for 2 and one guy ties and the other one goes over, you get 1.5x. But if you have one tie and one doesn't go over, then you lose. Which I hate the new rule. It sucks.
Yeah,
So
it's kind.
and that's why you'll see me not play like they have Rudy Gobert on the board for 1.0 one assist. I'm not gonna play that because he probably chances are he gets between 0 and 2 assists every game if I'm guessing. I
Most
don't have,
likely, yeah.
his stats in front of me,
He's not someone you're looking at
but
for assists.
yeah, so right there, he averages 1.3 assists per game. Like, come on, that's stupid. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna bet that just for 1.5x. Not worth it,
looks like
in my opinion.
he's played 30 games. He's gotten 3 or more in 3 of those games. He usually just gets 1 or 2 or 0. Because he's a center who, I mean, they don't really, besides like Jokic or Plumlee, they don't really pass the ball much. Because
Yeah.
Plumlee learned from Jokic.
Is
So
is Conley back yet?
I think we're still waiting on that news, actually.
Going on that, because they have Mitchell at 5.5 assists. In Discord we've been hammering that over on games that Conley's been out, which it feels like he's been out for a month now.
Yeah, he was out on Wednesday. I think he's still questionable. I forgot.
But that's another play. If Conley sits today, I like Donovan Mitchell over 5.5 assists. These teams played 2 days ago, it looks like. He had 7 assists in that game. Um, Mitchell has not been shooting the ball that well lately.
Yeah,
So,
he's been tough. He's been good for DFS still because he's just been stuffing the stat sheet. But another guy with Conley out is they added Joe Ingles, and that was another one from Twitter that people wanted. Joe Ingles 11.5 points is a really good play. Since Conley's been out, he's been averaging, I think here Boston, let's see, he's been averaging 18.5 points a game. He's gotten 20 or more in 3 of those. He's only gone under once, and that was for some reason he didn't shoot very well and didn't shoot much. Sometimes you're in that shooting slump and you just don't shoot. But yeah, he's another play. If Conley gets ruled out, is another really good play. He's going to shoot a ton more.
okay.
He's averaging 18.5 with him out versus, let's see.
Ooh.
With him in, he's averaging 10. So big boost for Joe Ingles if Conley does sit.
See, and this is what pisses me off, Joey. I'm
What?
just going to express myself now.
You're just going to express yourself? All right.
Yes, I am. For Utah players, they have Gobert for assist, Mitchell for assist, Clarkson for assist, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, but that Bogdanovich guy.
Bojan Bogdanovich?
Yeah. Why in the heck is English assist not up there? And why are we stuck with freaking Gobert and Clarkson?
I don't
I'm just
know.
like, come on now.
Who
That
knows?
just makes me upset.
Yeah.
Give me some English assist, please. If you're watching this prize pick, I want some English assist, please.
Yeah, he handles the point a lot
Nice.
with Conley out as well. So it looks like 2 other people they added, as well as OG Anunoby 13.5 points and Cam Reddish 11.5 points. OG's been on a minutes limit the past couple games. They said he wouldn't get above 30.
Okay.
I guess they played last night, so they're on a back-to-back. I assume he doesn't play more than 30 again. He's gotten 13 and 10 since he's been back. If Kyle Lowry does play, you'd have to think that's an easy under there as well. Let's see.
Yeah, I would agree. We
Um,
should. Oh no, they're the late game.
yeah, so you could just pair Ingles and OG. They're right there next to each other. Hopefully, we should get that news 9 o'clock. Oh yeah, so they're the only. Most games are early tonight. They got. Yeah, so they got 1 9 and 1 10 o'clock game, and the rest of them are at 7 to 8. So yeah, if you're probably gonna have to wait on that news. See.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, that does suck. But
Let me ask you this question:
what's up?
What do you think of Morant real points? I know they play the Pistons. Pistons aren't really a defensive team, but we've been taking his over assist a lot. We love when it was 7.5, we took it over a ton. But
So
now that what do you think? I think I don't know what he is on Prize Picks, but I know on Monkey Knife Fight he was 21.5.
yeah, Pistons are a pretty slow, good defensive team. They're a pretty low defensive rating. I think they're bottom 10 or bottom 5 in pace and defensive rating. Point guards usually control pace, so if Morant wants to get going, he can. But let's take a look. Beck Karma's got a props projection. Let's see what Beck Karma's got for Morant. I mean,
Oh yeah,
if his shots on, he can definitely go over, just like with Jeremy Grant.
yeah. I've had good success this year with Morant under fantasy points, though. I will say that, just because, like I say, he's been a heavy assist guy this year. Hasn't been, he's been getting around 15 points a game. I don't. What's he average for the year? Yeah, so he's averaging 18 points on the year per game.
Yeah, so we
So
got him at 19.5, and the implied Vegas total is 20.5.
so 21.5 is a little high.
21.5 is definitely a little high. Is that Monkey Knife Fight or Prize Picks?
It was Monkey Knife Fight. Now he's 20.5 on Monkey Knife Fight, and they have Grant at 23.5, which Grant I would say is probably accurate.
Yeah, Grant, I usually just go over if I'm gonna play Grant. That's sometimes when I like to do the rapid fire. If I like the under on one of them and I'm not completely confident with the over on the other, I kind of look at the rapid fire sometimes. So who is he paired with? DeLon Wright assist and slow mo assists. I
Oh,
have DeLon Wright. We like to target with that over assists, but I do not. I haven't looked at Kyle Anderson at all.
yeah. Here's an interesting one, Joey. Morant under fantasy points. We're projecting Morant at 36 fantasy points. Monkey Knife Fight's got him at 39.5. It looks like he's 38 on Prize Picks. Yeah, 38 on Prize Picks. So could that be a good under? That's what we look when we start getting towards the 3-4 point difference between projections and what these prop sites are projecting. We like to sometimes take the unders.
Yeah, I hate unders, but
I know you do.
it's. I always feel like I get screwed on unders because, I mean, they could just have such a bad night and then they just get like 4 steals, which
But
is.
Morant's not a steal block person. He averages under one steal a game,
Yeah,
under
but
one block per game.
that's the one I'm real concerned about because they just end up getting two for us. But yeah, he's definitely a good under. Like I said, I think they're bottom 5 or bottom 10 in. I can pull that up real quick in pace and defensive rating. So tough defensive game. If his shot's falling, of course he's gonna end up over. Nothing you can do about that. But the volume should be a lot less than normal. I think I do like the points under more than fantasy.
Okay.
I feel like just singles. I like single stats better than fantasy. Yeah, Detroit
Yeah.
is 28th in pace, so they're definitely going to be playing a lot slower, and 22nd in defense rating. So they're a little bad defensively. They're allowing 112 points per 100 possessions, but they are pretty slow to make up for it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if his shot's
Hey,
falling, his shot's falling, but
yeah.
yeah.
So it looks like we moved the line on Seth Curry. He's now 16 real points on Prize
16, wow.
Picks.
That's a
So
big
good
bump.
job. Good job, Carmen Nation.
I hate moving the line. It sucks when subs can't get their props in after we post them. But let's see what the books have Seth Curry at. Do we move him above the book? Let's see if
Yeah,
the
I looked when news first came out, and they didn't have the game up yet.
DK Sportsbook still has him at 13.5.
Nice.
So if you can gamble, just play him on DK Sportsbook instead. So we really moved the line, Jesus.
Yeah.
You,
Hey,
you
that's what we do,
yeah.
Joey. That's what we do.
Usually they stay around that. Usually we hop on injury news. The books are a lot quicker than these sites. So um,
Yeah.
yeah.
So one thing I noticed that we totally missed on Price Picks is they have six Atlanta Hawk players for real points.
Wow, that is a lot.
Six.
Oh yeah, because they
I
added
guarantee
Cam
you two of
Reddish.
those are. Yeah, I guarantee you two of those are going to go under at least. Just
Yeah,
comparing to the DK Sportsbook, it looks like they like John Collins under 18.5, Kevin Herter under 11.5. Evan Reddish is a wash minus 110. But yeah, so I would, if you're a betting man and you feel confident in one of these Atlanta unders, take an under.
yeah.
Because I know they don't start six guys.
Capella
One
went
comes off the
off
bench.
last game. Capella, I think, had 24 points and 13 rebounds. We had the over on 13.5 the other night. It was one of my free plays as well, and of course
Oh,
he
you
ended up
missed.
with 13. Yeah, he had
Yeah,
two in the first quarter. Really did not set us good. And then the fourth quarter he struggled. And then they took him out at the end of the fourth quarter because he cannot shoot free throws.
yeah,
So
that
yeah.
sucks.
So yeah, you can probably end up going under. I guess Boston still doesn't have any bigs really defensively.
No.
So I didn't watch that game. It was probably a lot of pick and rolls between Capella and Trey Young. We know Trey Young's not very good at basketball, so
Don't tell some subs in Discord.
we saw who's starting in the All Star game, right? So
Yeah. What's Draymond Green assist at? That's been a good target we've had this year.
that's been a very good target. The game's starting in
Uh,
five
ooh,
minutes.
yeah, 8.5 assists though. That's a
I
little high.
still, yeah, I would rather 7.5. But 8.5's fine if you want to go over. If you want to get a last second prop in.
Yeah. One last prop I do like before that game starts: Luke over 12.5 rebounds. They
Yeah,
just flat out have nobody to match him down low. I think, had 13 against them the last time these teams just played the other day. So I expect him to get, as long as the game stays close, Luke should be in there. I love his rebounds over 12.5.
yeah, I believe they were really bad. Let me pull this out with and without. StatMuse is a nice site I like to see, but teams
Yeah.
and players injuries like with and without an injured player. Let's see, like without James Wiseman. Yeah, so the Warriors are a pretty bad rebounding percentage in general. It doesn't go down too much with Wiseman out. It's actually the same with Wiseman. It's just Wiseman and Kevon Looney. Let's see. With both of them out, that didn't work. But yeah, they don't have Kevon Looney. They don't have James Wiseman. They just, I mean,
Yeah.
Draymond Green's 6'7". Vooch is what
I mean, he's a
6.
good defender, but Luke should be able to dominate him down low.
Yeah, and they're not gonna bring out. They're not gonna take Vooch out just to match the small lineup.
No, he's their best player by far.
Yeah, so I like the Vooch on. What's his points at? I liked his under. Yeah, 25 and a half.
25.5.
Yeah, that's a decent under. The Knicks game on Wednesday we got Monkey Knife Fight was quicker than us, but we're eyeing up 26.5 under with the Fournier news, but they're quicker than us. And he went under. But yeah, it's after 7 o'clock, so that was it for us. It might be a little better next time. We're winging it a little bit this stream, but next time will be a little better for you guys. Come with maybe because we got a lot of injury news earlier on. We usually get injury news
Yeah.
later in the
I
night.
mean, we're still missing a good chunk of injury news, but we're gonna be here every Friday, talking props, talking about some leans we like, some stuff we like. Try to help you all lock in some stuff. And remember, if we like something on Price Picks, look at Monkey Knife Fight, look at your DK Sportsbook, and see what compares, what doesn't. We do that all the time. Always look for the best edge you can find.
Yeah, shop your bookie. You got what 6 or 7 prop sites you can really look at. You got the most people can't play in the sports books, but you got we're partnered with 3 prop sites, and then you have FanDuel and DK Sportsbook if you're in a legal state. So you can check them out.
Prop of
See,
the future.
yeah, there should be value on different sites. Usually everyone's projected pretty similar. Most projection systems have basically within 1 or 2 points of each other. But some people pounded the line on one site, so the line moved, but they didn't move on the other site. So definitely look around to see what
Yeah,
you like. All
no, I
right,
agree.
and
Yeah.
we
So see us in
will.
Discord. We'll be dropping plays all night.
Yeah, make sure to get that premium Discord. $15 a
Yeah, we have
week.
a yeah, and I believe we have a props package dropping soon.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I'm not sure the pricing yet, but it's definitely cheaper than
Should be
MVP.
Yeah, so it should be dropping soon. Once that prop package drops, make sure you get in that because that will get you every prop, every sport, anywhere from video games to NBA. Um, it's going to be a good deal. We've been making lots of money all year, no matter the sport. So we just hired some new MMA guys. So MMA props should be popping up, starting this weekend. I know Salmon's been killing hockey props. We've got NBA, golf, you name it. We do every prop possible. So jump in our Discord, sign up all these prop sites, use the promo code Karma, um, and come join us. It's fun.
It's a lot of fun. Less stress than DFS. Draymond Green got ruled out 2 minutes after the game locked, and you can't take him out of your lineups on Wednesday. So if you're playing props, it wouldn't matter. The prop would just cancel if you have him. So
Yep.
much nicer.
Thanks for
But
joining us.
yeah, we will see you guys next week.